hide related videos. If you are not active in choosing what you are watching, it's not you that make the choice. I was going through lastly through my recordings I have made with various rock and metal bands over the past years, because there was quite a lot of them, and as you probably guess, I am talking a lot lately about how the time to reflect is important, how you have to go back on your projects, on your notes, and reflect, because if you don't do it, then you won't be able to draw any conclusions and to correct your course, and really you will be just following other people's priorities and other people's plans. And so, in order to analyze my creative endeavors in the realm of music, I have listened to a lot of my recordings, including my 3 bands. I was a member of 3 bands, but also some projects I have made for other bands as a recording studio owner. And what was funny is that before I have started to listening to those records, I thought that I know pretty much which records I like, which I think were poorly executed or had some kind of technical problems, or maybe were recorded in such a moment in my life that I was not able to give my full potential and make of them something very unique. And what struck me was that my feelings after listening to those recordings were completely different. And the perspective, the 1.5 years that passed between my last music endeavor and right now, have totally changed my perspective and my feelings about those recordings. The recording I hated the most right after the recording, I like it the most right now, and all the projects that I thought are very important for me felt much less important today. And if I assessed just the quality of the recording and whether I did a good job as a producer, as a mixer or not, well, it was the project that was from the beginning the most thought out as an idea, but it was also the poorest technically. I was a completely rookie mixer at the moment, and still the recording is excellent today, and I think it's the best quality work I have done by far. This is worth thinking about a little bit longer. In my last video I told you that using the Patchkomat will be very difficult without a smartphone, but I have found a hack to use the Patchkomat, at least if you have a FiiO player which is Android based. You can actually use the Patchkomat because you can install on the FiiO player the Patchkomat app. And it works. It displays a notification saying that I am in offline mode. But it works. If you have downloaded your information about a new package at home using the Wi-Fi, then you can use this to take out the package from the Patchkomat. And also look how much better a FiiO player is than a smartphone. Look at the battery. There's 7 days of battery here. It's unheard of in the world of smartphones. I have to make a small change in my vlogging routine. Basically, I have to carry around a notepad with me, and also I have to note every morning what is the subject of my vlog for today, because it was something I was noting in my to-do app of choice. And now that I don't have a smartphone, I have to note it elsewhere. So yeah, I have to force myself, or to accustom myself, to carry around a notebook, which I think will be doable. So happy to see all your smiling faces. Today we're gonna talk about a strategy how to configure your youtube.com, so that you don't fall prey to all the recommendations and to the algorithm that YouTube is using to propose new media to watch. And you might ask, why is it important? Well, it's important because if you are not active in choosing what you are watching, but instead you're basing your choices on an algorithm, it's not you that make the choice. And I don't know how about you, but I prefer make my choices myself, because I am happy to be a human. And also, hey, it's a major time suck if you start watching YouTube because you're searching for some kind of an information, and then you look, oh, next video YouTube is proposing me to watch is rather interesting, let's go. And so you spend another 10 minutes on YouTube, and then another 10 minutes, and then another, and very rapidly you can see that you have spent 2 hours on YouTube, and this time will never be recovered. But I don't think that actually those videos that YouTube has shown at the end in order for you to watch them were really enriching and adding something of value to your initial search. That's why I think that making sure that you don't watch recommended videos on YouTube is actually a good strategy. I'm not saying abandon YouTube, don't look for knowledge there. Look, because YouTube is an excellent source of knowledge. You can watch any kind of a university lecture or of a tutorial on YouTube. Yeah, use this source of information, but use it wisely and use it intentionally. Hello, darkness. I'm still filming on the DJI Pocket 2, because what's the point of having a small camera if you don't take it with you pretty much everywhere? And so I wanted to tell you that all those changes in YouTube will be pretty simple to make using extensions. And so if you have 2 main browsers that use most of the extensions that live in this world, which means Google Chrome, or the one that I am using, the Brave browser. Brave browser is better than Google because it blocks all the trackers and it blocks all the advertisements online. So pretty much you are able to experience a rather flawless internet without all the pop-up ads and all the incentives to click, etc. So I recommend Brave browser. And so those 2 internet browsers are based on the same engine and are using also the same extensions. And that is why it's the most convenient to block the YouTube recommendations, is to use one of those 2 browsers and some extensions. A very nice day today. The sun is shining. And you can see that I am walking my talk, and so I have noted here the subject of the video I am recording right now, because I need to have it on hand at all times of the day, and I prefer to have it in a paper notebook than to have it in some kind of an electronic notebook, because I have sold my smartphone. And the first thing also I would like to check off my to-do list will be the journaling I have done today. Voila, this is checked off. And so let's talk about the extensions that can help you to configure YouTube so that you don't fall prey to all the recommendations and you don't lose your time. And also you are a real human that is choosing what she or he is watching. And so as you can see, this is the settings tab on my Brave browser, because it's my browser of choice. For two reasons actually. One is that Brave browser blocks all the trackers and all the ads that appear in the internet, and so the browsing experience is better from a user experience point of view, and also is better because I am not tracked so much, let's say. But the other thing that is cool about Brave is that it uses the same engine that Chrome, and so you can install all the Chrome extensions also on Brave browser. And I'm using 3 of them right now, which will be the most interesting for you for this video at least. Will be it's an extension that is called Improve Your YouTube, open source for YouTube. And this is the settings tab. You can access it from right here where you see the extension. And there's a lot of settings inside. I can walk you very rapidly through my preferred settings. In general, what you can do inside of this settings tabs is configure and customize every YouTube page that you will encounter while using YouTube, both as a creator and also as the consumer of those videos. So as you can see, you can choose your homepage, and my homepage is not the classical hey, this is what we can recommend to you. My homepage is my watch later list, because I am choosing to watch something if I go on YouTube, and so I want YouTube to show me what I have recorded last time that I wanted to watch later. And so this is my watch later, but you can choose also home, trending. I don't recommend this. Subscriptions, if you want to see the list of the videos, your subscriptions, the channels you have subscribed to have published recently, you can choose that. The history, it's your watch history, and watch later search. So I am choosing watch later because if I have recorded something on the watch later list, it means that I will probably want to watch it later. You can add a scroll to top, and this works very neatly with on-off switches. Confirmation before closing. Mark watched videos. This is a setting I'm using because I want to see on YouTube which videos already I have seen. And so appearance. This is probably the place you will want to tweak the most, because it will affect how you consume YouTube also. So if you click on the player, you can see you can hide annotations, hide cards. So you can pretty much customize all of this. What I am customizing the details here. And so I am not choosing to hide details, and I want the descriptions to be expanded. And also I am customizing the sidebar. So if I was not using vidIQ, I would probably hide the playlist, because if you click here, you will hide the playlist of the next videos YouTube is suggesting to you, and this is pretty much what you want to do. You want to control what you are watching. For a normal non-creator, I think it would be quite cool to hide this playlist, and also to hide related videos. And so this is how I am using the Improve YouTube extension, Chrome extension, and Brave browser extension. Feel free to copy those settings because they have been tested and they work. Bye bye, and see you in the next one.